Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about thermal equilibrium. Learning this topic will help you answer a few questions. The first question is, what is thermal equilibrium? What is the importance of knowing this? And what are the applications of thermal equilibrium in daily life? Now you see a cup of coffee. A cold metal spoon is put into a cup of hot coffee. And then the spoon and the coffee are said to be in thermal contact. Because of that, heat energy can be transferred between the two bodies. Now you may ask, how the metal spoon cool down the hot coffee? Macam mana sudu tu boleh menyejukkan kopi yang panas tu? The next question you may ask, what is the final condition of the spoon and the coffee? Okay, have some thoughts about this. We will get back to these questions later. To understand thermal equilibrium better, we need to carry out an activity. The aim for this activity is to show thermal equilibrium between two bodies in thermal contact. Bila ada dua objek yang bersentuhan, thermal equilibrium ataupun keseimbangan terma akan tercapai. For this activity, we need two retort stands, thermometers, larger beaker labelled A, smaller beaker labelled B, measuring cylinder, and a stopwatch. And you also need 50 degrees Celsius hot water, tap water, and also tissue paper. First, wrap beaker A with tissue and fill it with 150 milliliters of tap water. And then fill 400 milliliter of 50 degrees Celsius hot water into beaker B. Place beaker B into beaker A and then place the thermometer. Now, record the readings of thermometer A and B every 30 seconds until the readings of both thermometers are the same. Why is beaker A wrapped with tissue paper? Exactly. You got that correct. Beaker A is wrapped with tissue paper to prevent heat absorbed and heat lost to the surroundings through beaker A. Okay, now is the time for you to talk to your friends. Look at the data and then describe the changes in temperature of the hot water and tap water. Do you see any trend? From the results, we see that the temperature of hot water is decreasing while the temperature of tap water increasing. What causes the changes in temperature? Let's discuss what is thermal equilibrium to help us answer this last question. When two objects are in thermal contact, the temperature of the hot object will drop. However, the temperature of the cold object will rise until the temperature of both objects become the same. So what is thermal equilibrium? Thermal equilibrium is a condition when net heat transfer between two objects become zero. In other words, we say that there is no net heat transfer between the two objects that are in contact. Here is an example. When hot object P is in thermal contact with cold object Q, The rate of heat transfer from P to Q is higher than the rate of heat transfer from Q to P. Notice that the temperature of P is higher. Then we see there is a net transfer of heat from P to Q. And then temperature of P drops while temperature of Q rises. Temperature of P and Q is equal. Rate of heat transfer from P to Q is equal to the rate of heat transfer from Q to P. Net heat transfer between P and Q is 0. Now, P and Q is in thermal equilibrium. If you look at the temperatures, both of them have the same temperatures. There are a lot of thermal equilibrium examples in daily life. First is hot air in oven is in thermal contact with cake batter. Heat from the hot air flows to the cake batter. This causes the cake batter to be heated until it is baked. Itulah cara kek masak. Okay, second example is clinical thermometer. Clinical thermometer is placed under the tongue of a patient. Heat from the patient's body flows to the thermometer until the temperature of the patient and the thermometer become the same. The body temperature of the patient can be determined because thermal equilibrium is reached. Another example is food in a refrigerator. When food is kept in the refrigerator, heat from the food flows to the air in the refrigerator until thermal equilibrium is reached. Temperature of the food drops and the food stays fresh for a longer period. And the last example is drinks with ice. Drinks are cooled by adding several ice cubes. Ice cubes absorb heat from the drink and melt. Melted ice cubes absorb heat from the drink until thermal equilibrium is achieved. Okay, so now we have discussed the meaning of thermal equilibrium and we have looked at a few examples of thermal equilibrium in daily life. So hopefully we can answer all the questions at the beginning of the video. What is thermal equilibrium? What is the importance of knowing thermal equilibrium? And what are the applications of thermal equilibrium in daily life? Hope to see you again. In order to check your understanding, please click the link below to answer the following questions.